Hello guys, welcome to Thermix Adventures. Lisa here. Hey look, today I'm going to show you how easy it is to whip up a pasta dish in the Thermomix. Now this is well rated, it's on cookie dough. I don't think I've done this one before, so I'm actually excited to give it a go. And I'm going to try something I saw on a video once, how you can slice cherry tomatoes in half. This could go either way. It could work or it might not. So let's jump straight into this recipe, and as I've got time to cook, let's give this slicing thing a go. So as I said, cookie dough, I searched for how I could use my tomatoes today. I wanted pasta and tomatoes. We're using gluten-free pasta, and I came up with this recipe. Well rated, so I'm pretty confident that it's going to work out well. Can go straight to start cooking, and let's get going. First thing it's going to do is grate some cheese and parsley. I'm actually going to skip those steps. So for those of you watching on relatively new, you don't have to stick straight to a recipe. You can actually change guided recipes. Obviously, the more you change them, the more chance there is that it doesn't work exactly the way it's supposed to, but most of the time they still work out amazingly. I really do show up here to help you get the most out of your Thermomix, and part of that you'll see I do lots of swaps and substitutions and shortcuts, because whatever I can do to make things easier, the better. By the way, say hi if you're watching on today. Remember to tag your friends and family who maybe they like tomato pasta type dishes, or maybe they've got a Thermomix and they need to use it more. Tag them, let them know that these videos are here for them. I go live on Facebook and nearly every day through the week, and I will put the replay up on YouTube as well. So those of you all over the world can watch and get more out of your Thermomix, which is super cool. You'll also find some handy resources over there, so scan that QR code or go to tmxingadventures.com.au and sign up as a subscriber. There'll be a newsletter coming out shortly. I was hoping to get it out over the weekend, but life got busy. But otherwise, there's a whole lot of free tools and resources. Go to the blog, grab last week's frappe cards and recipes and stuff. So, back on task. First things first is 50 grams of oil. You don't have to put that much in. Obviously, as I said though, the risk is you may end up burning to the bottom, because you haven't got that in there, but work with what you've got. This says 2 cloves of garlic. I'm into shortcuts at the moment because I'm just so time poor. So I'm just going to use jarred garlic. Okay, so it says 2 cloves, sorry. That's usually about 2 teaspoons. I think I'm a little shortchanged here. This is the very end of the jar, but I'll just guess. I am trying to miss the blades, okay, so that it gets cooked off and sweetened. Okay, place the simmering basket on top. So on goes our lid, out comes our measuring cup, simmering basket. This stops it splattering if it's going to splatter. Next, and it's got a 4-minute cook. Now while that's cooking at 120 degrees, let's have a go at this technique for slicing cherry tomatoes. We have abundance of cherry tomatoes in our veggie patch at the moment. I'll try and share a photo with you guys later of what they look like. And so we've been bringing in heaps. I've been making tomato relish, tomato sauces, tomato pastes, tomato everything, okay? So that's why I looked for that particularly. Now apparently you can put it between 2 plates. Can you guys hear that sizzling? Big knife, make sure your knife fits across. Mine doesn't fit all the way across. We'll see how we go. It's my biggest knife that I've got. Push some pressure down, knife in between, and start cutting. I'm a little nervous. Mine are super ripe cherry tomatoes, okay? They're not like you buy at the supermarket where they're a bit green. Mine are like fresh. Mine are like off the tree, sweet, beautiful to eat, just so yummy. So I'm not sure how this is going in there. I wish I had see-through plates so I could see. Has anyone tried this technique for slicing tomatoes, and particularly cherries? Let's see. I guess the big reveal in a second. I'm soon going to find out if I've got mushy tomato or what. Truth be known, the way I normally do this without slicing is I chuck them in and just be done with it. So that's actually what I would normally do. I wouldn't bother, but I thought, you know what, I've seen this technique, let's give it a go. All right, let's have a look. Let's see if it worked. It actually mostly worked. So most of these tomatoes, they're not cut evenly necessarily, but they're certainly cut in half, which is the goal, right? And I mean, they're small cherry tomatoes, let's be real, they're teeny. But they're actually cut in half. That's super cool. So there you go, there's a technique. Instead of sitting there dicing one and each one in half, 2 plates. Make sure your plates have a bit of a curve to them so that it kind of holds them, otherwise they'll squeeze out to the sides. My knife didn't quite fit across, so I went round the bend. So, you know, don't worry too much if it obviously doesn't work, because it just worked for me there. So perfect. Now, in the essence of time, you guys know what I'm thinking. If you've been watching long enough, I'm going to short track this garlic cook-off step, okay? Just because I don't want to keep you guys longer than I need to, so I'm going to push the selector. So I've done half the time, okay? Ideally, you'd be in your kitchen getting your ingredients sorted and you'd use the full 4 minutes. It smells amazing in here. And by the way, yours would also normally be, if you did it as per recipe, hunks of cloves, okay? 2 cloves that you're actually going to remove later. So, okay, here's my cherry tomatoes. I didn't weigh these, by the way. I just got the big bunch out of the fridge. So, let's put these in. Let's see how we've gone. I think I did miss a little corner there. I didn't go all the way around the bend, but anyway, it won't matter. If I'm making relish and stuff, just a little tip. I generally skip the soap. Do you know how relish... Oh, that one went on the floor. You know how relish, they actually ask you, for those of you who make relish, to salt it and then drain it? I don't do that. I just chuck it in and cook it off in there. So just a little tip. How much is that? 519. Perfect. More than I needed, but that'll do. All right, next up, a pinch of salt. Nope, didn't bring the salt in. We're going to go without salt. On with the simmering basket. And this is going to cook off now for 3 minutes, 100 degrees. Now, if you are watching on and you want a real shortcut now, I want you to go boil your jug. Put 1.5 litres in your jug, bring it to the boil because it's going to speed up your next step in a second. So shortly we're going to transfer our sauce, that's our sauce, into our thermo server. Now I've got my little 1 litre. You can buy the 1 litre, I believe, on the mix shop. Okay, so if you are wanting a thermo server, it is only small, it's not the big ones. They only come through hosting a demo. And you might have seen my post yesterday. It's so easy to host a demo. That's legitimately the conversation yesterday that I had with somebody, okay? It has never been easier to have a demo. 2 friends, get yourself a thermo server, okay? If a friend is ready to buy, if it's just 1 friend and they buy Thermomix, you get a free thermo server. Like, how cool is that? By the way, they're the 2 litre ones, 2.2, 2.6 you can choose from. This one I think you can buy at the mix shop, it's 1 litre. There is a smaller one that's 500 mils as well. So it says to put it in something to keep warm. So I'm just going to be putting it in there. Now this recipe also calls for spaghetti. I'm using gluten-free spirals or penne. I'll show you them in a minute. And they cook just the same as pasta. Just don't overcook them because otherwise, a bit like pasta, they'll go to mush, like standard pasta. All right, we're just waiting for this to come up to temperature. While that's happening, there is a lot on offer from Thermomix at the moment. So those of you who've been sitting on the fence thinking about a TM6, when you're buying one at the moment between now and the 9th of October, it's coming with a free glide board and a free oval thermoserver. The oval is perfect for Christmas, okay? I cannot survive without that when it comes to Christmas and birthdays because you can lay out a beautiful salad, lay out your meats. Recently we celebrated my mother-in-law's birthday, and what's the one thing she asked me to bring along to help was thermoservers, and I brought along the ovals because they're just so presentable, okay? So they're great. So if you've been thinking about getting a Thermomix, that's what it's coming with. We still have stocks of black available. So if you're after something a little different, or maybe you've got a black kitchen, black appliances, the black is available still. We are not quite run out of stock yet. So get in touch if you'd like a purchase link to get started with a Thermomix. If you've got time, have a think about joining the business, okay? At the moment, there is a fantastic offer. We've never had one this good before, where you can actually come in on a half-price business kit and a half-price earn deposit. So for under $500, you can get a Thermomix on the bench and the business kit with all the training, and then every sale in your 60 days, which it kicks off after you've actually trained and after you're ready, you actually reduce the price. And when you get to 3 sales, you actually are a half-price Thermomix. So you, in essence, could get yourself a half-price Thermomix, or if you get to 6, you get your deposit back. So you get a free Thermomix, which is a pretty sweet deal. If you're interested, let me know. I'll send you the info so you can have a read, decide if that's something that works in with you in your life. And yeah, you can check that out. You can even join my team. Like, I'm Australia-wide, so you can come in and be part of the fun. You don't have to do it like I do. Lots of people just go into homes and demo in homes. But it's totally up to you. The great thing is the model works in different ways. So we have made the sauce. Transfer it outside to keep warm. Look at that. Yum. Okay, and then we're going to now remember I said if you're doing this along with me later to boil your kettle, because the next step is actually bring the water to the boil step. And we're going to skip that because I've boiled my kettle, although my water will have cooled a little bit in this intro while I talk to you guys. All right. And by the way, if you're watching along and you've got a Thermomix and you love your Thermomix and you're talking to people about your Thermomix, do make sure that if your friends and family are curious about getting a Thermomix, please make sure they either come back to me or another consultant. Okay, don't let them go to the Thermomix website. It is different for us if somebody comes through the website and buys, as opposed to coming direct to us. Okay, so please do make sure that's how we exist, is because people buy through us. We are independent contractors. We're paid on sales. We're not paid on demos, not paid on social media. It's literally through selling a Thermomix. So if you do have friends and family curious, please ensure. And if you see people on social media saying, how do you buy a Thermomix? And they say, just go to the website. No, don't. Okay? Google a consultant. Send them my way. I don't mind. Just make sure you send them to a person. Okay? So, yeah. All right. Discard the garlic. Next. Some water. So I've pre-boiled my kettle. My kettle, though, is a bit small. It's only a litre, I think. All right. Here this goes. I didn't clean out my bowl. How good is it when recipes don't tell us to clean out the bowl? We can just leave it nice and dirty. All right. Not quite the 1200, but that's okay. Close enough. So the next step would say boil it. It says add a pinch of salt. I never add salt to ours. It would normally say bring it to the boil for 10 minutes. Okay, because I boiled that beforehand, I can just skip through. It has dropped a bit. It's 75 degrees. It's not going to matter for what I'm doing. And now here we go. Here's our pasta. So normally it's telling you to add spaghetti through the mixing bowl lid. Has anyone done that yet? It is amazing to watch. It just spiralizes through and sucks itself down. Obviously, mine's not long spaghetti. Haven't found a good gluten-free spaghetti. We tend to use this. This is penne. Now I've just got half a packet left, which is going to be 600 grams or thereabouts. There we go. And for those who are wondering, it's the, I don't know how you pronounce it, brand. Okay? It's just Woolworths and Coles brand, okay? So I've just got 280 grams there without the measuring cup. So I'm just going to give this a stir. Now, why they're saying without the measuring cup is actually because you'd have that spaghetti through the hole. I don't have spaghetti through the hole, okay? So I'm going to put my simmering basket in place. And it says do it for as long as your packet says. So for me, it's 12 minutes. And it's got 100 degrees, reverse speed 1, because you don't want to chop your pasta up. And then when this is done, we're going to strain this, and we're going to strain it through the simmering basket. So I'm obviously not going to stay around for the next 12 minutes. You guys will get crazy bored. But what you want to do is just go put this over the sink with the simmering basket. Hold the simmering basket with your spatula, obviously with the lid in the open position. You know, do you all know how to do this? Okay. If you've got a TM6, open it up and do it like this. So then pour in your pasta so it strains out. And then you're going to I'm going to put my pasta back in. I'm going to put my sauce back in, give it a stir with the spatula, and serve it up with some basil leaves, some parsley. We don't tend to do the parmesan around here. My kids don't particularly like it, so we won't worry with that. But that's it. Like the simplicity of Thermomix cooking, right? 4 steps, I think it was, or 3 steps. Shortcutted with boiling water, shortcutted with minced garlic, things like that. Like it becomes so easy to feed your family with a Thermomix on the bench. Now I'm going to go. I'm going to love you and leave you. My voice is starting to give out today. Seems like I'm coming down with something else. But I will take a photo of my cherry tomatoes outside for you guys. Keep an eye out on the page later. Those of you on my website, I am getting you that newsletter. Sorry for the delay. I was hoping for the weekend, but I've had some early nights trying to shake away this cold. But otherwise, take care. Let me know if I can support you with anything. If you've got questions, if you're making recipes and you're not sure what to do, that's what I'm here for, is to help you get the very most out of your Thermomix. So otherwise, guys, take care, and I will see you tomorrow for another video helping you get more out of your Thermomix. So, bye for now.